Hey business owners, we know you know the importance of maximizing every dollar. With the Delta Sky Miles Reserve Business American Express card, you can make your expenses work just as hard as you. From afternoon coffee runs to stocking office supplies and even team dinners, you can earn miles on all your business expenses. Plus, you can earn 110,000 bonus miles for a limited time through July 16th. The Delta Sky Miles Reserve Business Card. If you travel, you know. Minimum spending requirements and terms apply. Offer ends 7/16/25.
It's summer. Time to enjoy long days, lazy nights, and great food. Because Uber Eats has deals all summer long. So, when hunger strikes, don't sweat it. Delicious deals are just a tap away on Uber Eats. Enjoy all your favorite grocery items delivered straight to you. Get ice cream, soda, and snacks from your favorite stores like Wegmans and CVS and make the most of every moment. Now that sounds like a good summer. Order now on Uber Eats. Terms apply. Product availability varies by region. See app for details.
This episode is brought to you by Temptations Cat Treats. Your cat will come running for the perfectly irresistible Temptations Creamy Puree and Temptations Lickable Spoon Cat Treats. The best time to feed lickable cat treats to your cat is anytime. Feed by hand for a playful moment, in a bowl for a creamy treat, or as a topper to make mealtime fun. Visit TemptationsTreats.com to learn more.
Are your business expenses playing hide and seek? With Uber for Business, the small spends that slip through the cracks, like rides and meals, go right where you need them. Because it integrates with leading expense platforms, you can say goodbye to surprise costs, missing dollars, or chasing receipts. Everything's track downable. Uber for Business. Make small steps that make a big impact. Learn more at uber.com/small steps.
This episode is brought to you by PetSmart. Stop by for Yappy Hour with your pet at PetSmart. Save $5 on walk-in grooming services like nail trims, ear cleaning, brushing, and more. No appointment needed every weekday from 2 to 6 p.m. And while you're there, Yappy Hour includes exclusive in-store deals like 25% off pet toys. Visit services.petsmart.com/grooming to learn more.
Drink it in, man. Loyal, diehard, Detroit Koolaid drinkers. What's going on, everybody? It's your boy Okri coming at you for another one of those Kool-Aid packets. You're ripping this Kool-Aid packet on a Monday. We give you the flagship show on Wednesday mornings. Then we got another packet for you, another Kool-Aid packet on a Friday. Serving up that delicious Honolulu blue flavored Kool-Aid. Say it 3 times fast. Drink it in, drink it in, drink it in, man. Side of cornbread.
Cornbread!
Make it a double.
Cornbread!
Had to take a second there to get it out of the oven. I'm here today to do a quick show. I want to talk about 2 topics. One is Dan freaking Campbell. And then I want to give you a little bit of a preview of what to expect as we start to dive into Dollars Make Sense series, where we talk all about player contracts, money, value. You know what it is.
Money, 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 money.
It's one of our most popular things we do throughout the year. You guys love when we do this, when we talk about, the game reviews, our draft shows, our draft preview. You love when Logan and Randy. You just love consuming the Detroit Kool-Aid and the cornbread, and we appreciate all that. So I'll give you a little preview what to expect. That's probably going to be, it's going to be about 4, 5, 6 weeks, mostly on the flagship show. Might do it on a packet or 2, but probably going to be more of that main show. We're still going to get in all the news and notes, all the happenings with the team. Still going to get you fired up for this season. But in order to evaluate this team, look into it, get excited, we got to look at the player, the contract, the details, and what type of value that guy brings or doesn't bring to the team based on all those factors. So we'll get into that. But I want to start out with Dan Freaky Campbell. And this is not a negative necessarily. I know we cannot speak negative about our head coach or our GM on this show, on the radio, anywhere, without getting castrated and dissected. But one thing that's hit me a little bit with Dan Campbell is it's a good and I want to say maybe a bad thing. It's his optimism, his positive outlook, his excitement for his football team at all times. And the good side of it is that you love a positive person, whether it be your boss, your wife, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your kids, your friends, anybody. It's fun to have positive people in your life that no matter what happens, they're always like looking at the good side, telling you it's going to be okay, giving you an alternative way to look at things. And I feel like Dan Campbell has done that for the Detroit Lions at like the ultimate level, right? He came in here, horrible franchise, coming off a terrible regime, terrible. I mean, exactly to give you the real take on it.
That's terrible.
Yeah, I agree, Charles. So, Dan Campbell comes in, he's positive about everything. He loves everything. We're going to be great. We're going to bite kneecap. We're going to do this, going to do that. And that's all fine and well. The first year, not so great. Like 3 dubs, I think it was. And then all of a sudden they take this leap, and now they're just winning left and right. And we're still trying to get that ultimate trophy. But something struck me within the last week, which is, when is that just ultimately encouraging to your team? And we love our coach, and he's never going to let us think about the bad things. He's never going to let us give up. He's never going to even just consider anything negative ever, versus maybe more of a realistic outlook on things. So I heard Dan freaking Campbell talking about the podium, how much he loves the schedule, how he doesn't need any other help on this team. He's just ready to go with his guys. He loves everything about everything, and it's all good, and I love it. We're going to be scarred up, and this is exactly what we need. And as I was listening to him, part of me again is fired up about, wow, listen to this guy. Like, he's not afraid of anything. He's the alpha of all alphas. He's a tremendous leader. He's ingrained this in himself and his team. And then the other side of me was like, some of the stuff he's saying kind of sounds like boola boola, just like not acknowledging that losing Frank Ragnow, I mean, he did. Don't get me wrong. He was actually very upfront, very straightforward. Said it hurts to lose Frank. Wasn't really expecting it to some degree. Wish the best. What a warrior. He did say all of that. So I don't want to frame it that way. But his whole take on just loving the schedule because it's so tough.
Hey, it's Bill Simmons from the Bill Simmons Podcast. The NBA playoffs are here, and Michelob Ultra is getting you closer to the game than ever with courtside seats and more. Enter now at MichelobUltra.com/courtside. Michelob Ultra Superior Access Courtside 2024 to 2025 sweepstakes. No purchase necessary. Open to U.S. residents 21 or older. Ends on July 1st, 2025. Multiple entry periods. Visit MichelobUltra.com/superior access/courtside for free entry deadlines, and official rules. Message and data rates may apply. Void where prohibited.
Empower.
Tim collects bobbleheads. A lot of bobbleheads. Baseball bobbleheads. Race car bobbleheads. Little Chihuahua bobbleheads. He's got an entire room strictly for bobbleheads. Does he need them? No. Is his wife mad about it? A little. But Tim works with Empower, and he got good at money, so he can be a little bad. Ooh, horse bobblehead. Classy, Tim. Empower. Invest well, live a little. Start today at empower.com.
Learning through play starts with Lego Duplo. With Lego Duplo, toddlers can develop real-life skills while having fun with colorful bricks made just for them. Large, easy to grip, and safe to explore. When children express themselves with Lego Duplo, they build patience, problem-solving, and empathy. See your child learn perseverance and self-expression with everything they imagine and create. Visit lego.com/preschool to learn more.
This episode is brought to you by GM Genuine Parts and AC Delco.
Get the most out of your vehicle with GM genuine parts and AC Delco original equipment. The only parts designed, engineered, tested, and backed by General Motors. You can find your perfect fit for most makes and models and choose from 3 tiers of parts, including GM OE or gold and silver aftermarket parts. Visit gmparts.com for more information.
Parents of tweens, if you're familiar with far-off drop-offs...
Dad, stop, right here.
Or get DMs about what's for dinner, you may be experiencing tween milestones. For your son or daughter, these can start at age 9. HPV vaccination, a type of cancer prevention against certain HPV-related cancers, can start then too.
For most, HPV clears on its own. But for those who don't clear the virus, it can cause certain cancers later in life.
Embrace this phase. Help protect them in the next.
Ask their doctor today about HPV vaccination. Brought to you by Merck.
Oh man, just like, acknowledging that it's a brutal schedule, but that's exactly what we need. That's exactly what I wanted. I wouldn't want it any other way. Yeah, you would. You'd like it to be easier. I mean, I'm having a struggle just on this alpha mentality and this pod. I have people in my life that, like, you never see them upset. They never cry. They never even, like, get concerned about anything in life because it's always going to be okay. And I'm fine. And don't worry. And, just work through it. And it's like, sometimes those aren't the answers that you, 1, want to hear, or 2, need to hear. Sometimes it's okay to say, this sucks. And this is why. Or I'm upset. And here's the reason. And I'm not going to be better until I work my way through it, or until I get this figured out, or this situation gets better. It's all right to, lose your best player, lose somebody in your family, and be busted up about it. Rather than, it's okay, we're moving on, next man up. And so I'm just struggling with this damn freaking Campbell, where I should, and I mostly am, encouraged by his mentality and the fact that he's just moving forward. Nothing bothers me. All positive. Don't let it get ingrained. I don't want any doubt in my team. We got the guys. Don't need anybody else. Don't care about injuries. Schedule could be all road games against all top playoff teams. I love it. I think that's a tremendous value and characteristic in a person to think that way. And then my brain tells me that I want somebody to be a little more tactful and just be like, tell me when things are good, because we know that they're good for the right reasons. And then every once in a while you're not letting into concern, worry, trepidation, scared, excuses, I still think it's okay to acknowledge when something isn't exactly how you'd like it, or situation's not as good. But Gray, he deals with it behind the scenes. He just doesn't tell it. Yes, I know. I know it's not all flowers and rainbows for Dan Campbell behind the scenes, but I think at the microphone and in general, he can give us this ultimate warrior mentality while also not always saying our team's great, I love the schedule, not gonna worry about the 18 guys we have on IR, is exactly what we need right now. I mean, it's sort of wearing a little thin on me that it's just always perfect and we're always gonna get through it and we're fine. And there's been times we're not fine. There's been multiple times I look around and say, like, I know you guys and the GM and everybody is saying we're set. All the fan base is saying you're not set at a position or at that time in the year, or gosh, I mean, just based on circumstance or situation. Nope, we're good. Exactly what we want. Not worried at all. We're gonna handle it. It's what we do. And then you don't do it. You either fall short or they catch up with you or things don't work out, and it's like, man, I don't know. I'm just torn. And this is not a, Dan Campbell's doing the wrong thing. It's me as a person trying to figure out, how do I walk this line where I know this guy is never going to give anything verbally that is realistic. It's always going to be ultra positive. Everything's going to work out. We're not short at any positions. We love our guys. When I know that at times they don't love their situation, and it's not okay, and we want better players, and we just can't figure out a way to attain them or pay them. So I got to work through that. But I also think Dan Campbell as a person can deal with it behind the scenes, and when he speaks can sometimes be a guy that you see his emotions when he talks about his players. He cares. You'll see him get emotional or cry at times when something really gets to him. But some of this, everything's perfect, exactly how we want it. We're good. He says that a lot. Like, people start peppering. We're good. Don't worry. Like, we're good there. And it's like a defense mechanism for him to move on or to just give this positive approach when I think it'd do him some good every time to come on and either be fired up or upset or say we're trying to get better in that area. Or, part of us would love a different schedule, but this is what we're given and we're going to fight our butts off, but it isn't going to be easy. And, maybe I'm mistaken there. Maybe you can't let in at all, or else then it's over for your
PMS, pregnancy, menopause. Being a woman is a lot. Ollie supports you and yours with expert solutions for every age and life stage. They just launched 2 new products exclusively at Walmart. Period Hero combats bloat, mood swings, and more during PMS. And Balance Perimeno to support hormonal balance, mood, and metabolism during perimenopause. Grab yours at Ollie.com. Ollie! These statements have not been evaluated by the Food and Drug Administration. This product is not intended to diagnose, treat, cure, or prevent any disease.
Out having fun but the background noise makes hearing impossible? Your friend just cracked a joke, but you completely missed it.
And then, immediately ordered tacos.
Discover Nuance Audio, the new invisible hearing solution that's built into your glasses. Discreet, comfortable, and easy to use. Nuance Audio glasses help you hear better and reduce annoying background noise so you can focus on the conversations that matter. Find a store near you at nuanceaudio.com.
Home means something different to everyone. But with Rocket Mortgage, home can mean even more. It can mean a college education, taming your high-interest debt, even a renovation. We've made it easier than ever to use your home equity. That home you worked so hard for, now it can work hard for you. Call 800-4ROCKET or visit rocket.com to find out more.
Rocket Mortgage, LLC, licensed in all 50 states. NMLSconsumeraccess.org, number 3030.
Clorox Sentiva smells like grapefruit. Cleans like Clorox. And feels like...
Okay, we could be here all day. Try Clorox Sentiva for a trusted clean with long-lasting freshness. Also available in lavender and coconut. Use as directed.
Running a business comes with a lot of what-ifs. But luckily, there's a simple answer to them. Shopify. It's the commerce platform behind millions of businesses, including Thrive Cosmetics and Momofuku. And it'll help you with everything you need. From website design and marketing to boosting sales and expanding operations, Shopify can get the job done and make your dream a reality. Turn those what-ifs into... Sign up for your $1 per month trial at shopify.com/special offer.
Players, or it just creeps into the organization, but I think I've heard it enough times now where I'm just like, things aren't always okay. You're not always good at every position. The fans know that, you know that, everybody knows that. So the fact that you always tell me you're good to go is commendable and is exciting and gets everybody hype. But you do it too much and then you're not good and you lose playoff games. You don't have enough edge rushers. You don't have enough ballers on defense, or your quarterback's screwing up, or things aren't working out. Then it goes one ear out the other. Oh, yep, coach telling us we're good again. Coach is saying all good. Don't worry. Coach says the schedule's perfect. Oh, the head coach is the ultimate alpha. He's going to just figure it out until he doesn't. And then we lose ball games that we shouldn't lose. So let's see how it works out. But Dan Campbell is the ultimate positive alpha male warrior. And I'm just hoping and praying that never wears thin on his players and that he can win the ultimate prize while also being a total genuine dude who I think if he could, or he thought he could, he'd just sometimes say, we suck here and we got to get better and here's why. And And I don't think he's ever going to do that. So, all right, there's my Dan Campbell piece to finish out this Kool-Aid packet. When I'm talking about Dollars Make Sense series, I think I said last week that we're going to debut the interior offensive line and the interior defensive line. So we'll be talking about your guards, your centers on offense, and then your interior defensive tackles, nose tackles, things like that. We had plenty of people at each position. We'll go through each player, kind of look over their overall contract, see when does it expire, how much, are there any out clauses, is that player worth that dollar, could we do better with another player? I mean, I think there's a lot of things to look at when it comes to that contract. And then what I like to do as we work our way through it, we always try to do one offense, one defense, is pair up the positions. So, you know, I don't have them all in order right now, but we'll probably go like quarterbacks and linebackers. Then when you think about the outside, wide receivers, cornerbacks, you know, your safeties are guys that often have to deal with the running back. So safeties and RBs, you know, edge rushers and offensive tackles. I think those are good ways to kind of pair up the positions. You got your specialists, you know, I think that basically cover it. You know, if we double dip on all those different spots, you know, tight ends, you know, we get them in there as well. Sometimes maybe we have to pair them up with the tight ends and the specialists. But I think it's going to be a very fun series. When I think about the Lions cap situation, as well as just, gosh, you know, when you think about this team's contracts, I usually think about the cornerstones of the team. So you got Penei Sewell, already paid him. You've got Amon-Ra, ARSB, already paid him. You got Chop's favorite player of all time, JG16, Jared Goff, already paid him. I don't know if I'd call him a cornerstone, but he does play quarterback. And he's been good the last few years, so we got that. Wobbly spirals and lack of athleticism aside, you know that you're going to have to pay, even though he's a running back, the multidimensional, positionless. Wait for it.
Summer's coming, and Lee's ready with styles that look just perfect. The iconic jeans you love in new washes and lightweight feels. Tops and tees perfect for bringing some edge or letting the sun shine in. Hemline cuts to show some skin or go long and loose. And workwear-inspired essentials, all cut to perfectly fit you, your style, and everything summer throws your way. Visit lee.com/summer to find your perfect fits. That's lee.com/summer to shop what's hot now.
Grandpa's here!
Hank's always helping out. Grandpa style. Now he's treating his prostate cancer with help from Xtandi enzalutamide. Xtandi 40 milligram tablets treats men with prostate cancer that has spread to other parts of the body and responds to a medical or surgical treatment to lower testosterone. Xtandi may cause serious side effects: seizure, a brain condition called PRESS, allergic reactions, heart disease that can lead to death, falls and bone fractures, swallowing problems, or choking that can lead to death. Stop Xtandi and get medical help at once if your face, tongue, lip, or throat start swelling. Tell your doctor at once if you faint, have a seizure, quickly worsening headache, decreased alertness, confusion, vision problems, chest pain or discomfort, or shortness of breath. Xtandi can cause harm to an unborn baby or miscarriage. Use birth control during and 3 months after Xtandi. Common side effects include muscle and joint pain, feeling unusually tired, hot flashes, constipation, less appetite, diarrhea, high blood pressure, bleeding, falls, fractures, and headache. Talk to your doctor and visit Xtandi.com.
This episode is brought to you by Hulu, presenting Paradise. Paradise is Hulu's critically acclaimed addictive drama series, starring Sterling K. Brown, Julianne Nicholson, and James Marsden. The Daily Beast calls Paradise your next TV obsession, and the New York Times says it's exhilarating in all the right ways. Paradise is for your Emmy consideration in all categories, including Outstanding Drama Series. For more information, visit fyc.hulu.com.
By the time I hit my 50s, I'd learned a few things, like how family is precious. Work can always wait. And 99% of people over 50 already have the virus that causes shingles. Not everyone at risk will develop it, but I did. The painful, blistering rash disrupted my life for weeks. Don't learn about your shingles risk the hard way. Talk to your doctor or pharmacist today. Sponsored by GSK.
Oh, such a clutch pickup, Dave.
I was worried we'd bring back the same team.
I meant those blackout motorized shades.
Blinds.com made it crazy affordable to replace our old blinds.
Hard to install?
No, it's easy. I installed these and then got some for my mom, too. She talked to a design consultant for free and scheduled a professional measure and install.
Hall of Fame son.
They're the #1 online retailer of custom window coverings in the world.
Blinds.com is the GOAT.
The GOAT.
Save up to 50% with minimum purchase at Blinds.com. Rules and restrictions may apply.
Elite Jahmyr Gibbs, he's too special, he's too young, he's too good. You have to pay him. You paid Kerbo. You know, gosh, like the cornerstones of your team are kind of Penny, Hutch, St. Brown, Gibbs, and then, you know, I don't know, like, they paid Kerbo, and I love him, he's swaggy, it's the football, but if I had to pick out cornerstones, I had to have, not sure he'd make my list, but he'd be close. You know, there's another guy that plays this position that's going to be up here in a year or two, and that's my boy, Brian Branch. You know, you have to pay a Brian Branch because of his versatility and his physicality and, you know, the way he ball hawks, but at what number? To what degree? You know, that's going to be very intriguing. Really curious to see how Terrion Arnold steps up this year. He's got everything from a physicality, personality, and want to standpoint, but he's going to have to actually be productive when it comes to getting his hands on the football. You know, really being locked down for him to be a guy that you'd have to pay. You know, Jack Campbell's like all meat and potatoes there in the middle. Like, he's a guy you'd probably want to keep along, especially if he starts wearing the green dot and making plays, but at what number? You know, hopefully you get him with a coupon discount to some degree. But you got to pay those trenches, man. You really just got to keep the upfront guys on offense and defense heavy, both physically, and figure out who those main guys are and pay them. You already paid Honey Bun, a.k.a. Twinkle Toes, a.k.a. Plump, a.k.a. Former Plump, a.k.a. I think once he's back from injury, people will remember again what a great ball player he is, and really nice pair up with Tyleek Williams. So we'll go over all that. You know, who are the cornerstones? What do you pay them? How do you pay them? How do you keep them? And when I was thinking about this and just kind of doing this little double dip on Dan Campbell and previewing the Dollars Make Sense, I was like, you know what gives me a lot of confidence is that even though Brad always over for business homes to some degree, I don't want to say he frustrates me, but he's so good at drafting. Yet there's been enough times here in the last couple years where he's reached for projects in the middle rounds that haven't, you know, come to fruition yet. He's paid top players, which is good, but he's also paid them at the ultimate elite level, or top of the market, regardless of position, regardless of impact on the team. So you can only do that so much before that comes back and bites you. But one thing that Brad Holmes has in his back pocket that I thought about that's encouraging is, so he came from the LA Rams. The LA Rams did so many crazy trades for players. They put together that team. They acquired Patty Statty. They won a Super Bowl. And then you go back and listen to the archives of this show. I said they got like a 2-year run and then they're absolutely done for years and years. And that organization has actually been able to get real creative with roster manipulation, draft pick compilation, trades, maneuvering of contracts and players, so where they actually were able to kind of retool on the fly and have not really missed a beat and have been in the playoff mix, have made a little deep run last year, deeper than you expected, and they're coming back with another team that, if you look at that team top to bottom, man, young offensive, defensive players, still a dynamic, aggressive head coach. So that's what I'm hoping that Brad Holmes can do for the Lions is instead of load up and go for it the next couple, like just get unique, make a couple moves, and then really not going to be able to keep everyone, but he's going to have to make a few dynamic moves by moving fan favorites, by paying a couple guys a little bit less than, moving the chips around, moving the chess pieces around. And I think he can do that. I really do. And I think he's a dynamic enough thinker and strategic, player in the game that he's going to be able to keep this organization really good for a long time. And right now, one thing that you're seeing is fan base, me included, Chops in the D, radio, everybody's trying to figure out how you add this player or that player right now. Brad Holmes, I think, is 2-3 years down the road thinking about, these are the guys I know I want to keep. I know that I could put myself in a bad situation of not being able to keep them if I do X, Y, and Z. Let me not do that, and then let me pay my guys, add a few players, continue to draft well, hopefully get a bargain deal or two when somebody's desperate, and be able to keep this train rolling for, I see another 5, 7, 10-year run where they're just going to turn over this roster, make it good in real time. And that's all going to come down to not fantasy football and not paying everybody and not this expectation of just like, we're going to go get X, Y, and Z right now because the future doesn't matter. When if you think that way, it doesn't right now. And in the future, like, oh, damn, now it matters. Yeah, because you did X, Y, and Z years ago. So all these people that on the radio or Chops in the D wants to tell you that salary cap is funny money, it's only funny money until it's really out of whack, and then there's nothing you could do about it except get rid of all your good players. Then you find yourself again in the top 5 of the draft, and you got to rebuild that way. So we're going to get into all that with dollars makes sense. I think this team, based on what the Rams have done, based on what Brad Holmes knows from the Rams, the fact that he's drafted so many good ballers, and it's a great strategy to draft, pay, and retain, that they keep that up and give themselves enough flexibility to be able to capitalize when other teams don't and they're desperate, or give themselves enough ability to...
Whatever the occasion, effortless elegance is right this way. Because Hilton brings you new ways to stay courtesy of the Nomad London. And it doesn't stop at award-winning dining in a space draped in velvet and illuminated by vintage chandeliers. No, this day goes beyond with unparalleled personalized service and attentive hospitality. Oh, and did we mention the Nomad London can be booked using your Hilton Honors points at Hilton.com? Hilton, for the stay.
This episode is brought to you by Indeed. When your computer breaks, you don't wait for it to magically start working again. You fix the problem. So why wait to hire the people your company desperately needs? Use Indeed's sponsored jobs to hire top talent fast. And even better, you only pay for results. There's no need to wait. Speed up your hiring with a $75 sponsored job credit at Indeed.com/podcast. Terms and conditions apply.
After Zoomies at the dog park, it's time for Drive Up at Target. In goes a big bag of kibble and one squeaky chicken toy for the good boy. Drive Up that's ready when you are, only in the Target app. Just tap Target.
The new McCrispy Strip is here. Dip approved by ketchup, tangy barbecue, honey mustard, Sprite, McFlurry, Big Mac sauce, double dipped in buffalo and ranch, more ranch, and creamy chili McCrispy Strip Dip. Now at McDonald's. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
This episode is brought to you by Nespresso and Samra Origins by the Weekend Coffee Collection.
Introducing Samra Origins. My collaboration with Nespresso is a connection to my roots, to my mother, Samra. Coffee that hits the right notes. It transports you. Crafted with unique notes and bold soaring flavors. Experience a taste that moves you. Nespresso and Samra Origins.
Discover more at Nespresso.com.
Just continue to churn over their roster, get rid of a few players that fans don't want to get rid of, but know that they're replaceable, know that it's the right time to move on from certain guys. I'd be excited. And then the last thing I want to end on, or just give you guys food for thought, is I know we get frustrated about the Gio Manus, the Sione Bakis, the Broderick Martins that haven't worked out. These guys are a year or two or sometimes 3 into their career, and we've already way given up on them or think they can't do X, Y, and Z, when really what they're doing is getting seasoned behind the scenes. And the nice thing with the Lions and with good football teams is we don't need them right now. You know, they totally can season and learn and grow and get stronger and learn the position top to bottom. And then by the time they're raring to go is exactly the time that other guy, Taylor Decker or D-Mo or, I don't know, DJ, that's my DJ Reader are heading out the door, is when you start to finally see, wow, look at so-and-so's coming on the scene, or wow, I'd given up on that guy, and look at he really went from nothing to something. And the biggest example I think that could happen with that is Gio Manu, who I think like has such a big physicality and is such a good dude that we're not going to hear anything from him probably this year either. And then all of a sudden, Taylor Decker's going to ride off into the sunset. Penne's going to flip over to left. Gio's going to play right. The interior is going to be Tate Rat, Miles Frazier, Christian Mahogany, baby. And that's going to be a line to deal with from a physicality, athletic, nasty, young, cheap contracts for the most part. Like, that's what I see happening about a year or two at most. And it's going to be fun to watch. So when you're thinking about the contracts or what people are doing, you also got to think, hey, do we need this guy to be balling out right now? Could we even play Gio if he was absolutely incredible? Like, you almost don't have anywhere to put him, but you will soon. And the fact that they get more seasoning is kind of a good thing. It's just a matter of you almost don't want him to get good right before payday, because you want to be able to then keep Gio on a second contract for a reasonable amount, have him be your right tackle, and do...
This episode is brought to you by State Farm. Sports are all about teamwork, and so is insurance. Whether you need an in-person or digital assist, State Farm is there to help you choose the right coverage for your home, car, and more. Get a game plan that helps fit your life and talk to State Farm today. State Farm with the assist. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability and eligibility vary by state.
Ryan Reynolds here from Mint Mobile with a message for everyone paying big wireless way too much. Please, for the love of everything good in this world, stop. With Mint, you can get premium wireless for just $15 a month. Of course, if you enjoy overpaying, no judgments, but that's weird. Okay, one judgment. Anyway, give it a try at mintmobile.com/switch.
Upfront payment of $45 for 3-month plan, equivalent to $15 per month required. Intro rate first 3 months only, then full price plan options available. Taxes and fees extra. See full terms at mintmobile.com.
This episode is sponsored by Friskies, who would like to tell your cats hi. Now, if that didn't get your cat's attention, there is one thing that always does the trick. Just pour some Friskies crunchy food in the bowl and you'll hear those paws come running. Works every time. With so many Friskies choices, you can always bring your cats running from their secret napping spots. There's always more to explore. See for yourself at friskies.com or visit your local store.
Who says you can't be the topic of conversation for all the right reasons? The Hyundai Tucson Hybrid pairs bold presence with advanced technology and sleek style. It's everything you didn't know you needed in an SUV and then some. Okay, Hyundai. Visit HyundaiUSA.com to learn more.
Jif peanut butter. It's that jiffing good, it doesn't really need advertising. So instead, enjoy the calming sounds of the ocean. It's that jiffing good. Get your Jif at Jif.com.
You know, similar things are be very good on the right side, while Penne can be a dominant left. You know, you'd love to see production from Broderick Martin, and I know everybody's already ran him out the door, but there's still something there from a size perspective, and hopefully he can put it all together. You know, Vaki's a guy we didn't necessarily need. We don't need this year, but man, he might really come into his own in year 3, and that's the kind of time where we'll have snaps for him, be able to mix him in the run game. So I'm excited about how this team is building. I think Dan freaking Campbell is the absolute best leader we can have. I'm just figuring it out in my head how he can be an always ultra optimist while also being real legit and knowing that sometimes things suck and that's okay. And gosh, I cannot wait for Dollars Make Sense, Chops in the D putting out a great news and notes episode here recently. Me trying to get back in the groove of, man, it's early to mid-June. OTAs are done. The Lions aren't having a mini camp. They're probably not making any big signings except when Trey Hendrickson comes here and everybody goes wild. But they can't do that because I just did 20 minutes on how they're waiting for the future and you know, just paying Hutch and making a couple other shrewd moves with savvy vets would probably be, you know, exactly what this team needs. But everybody, that's what I got for about a 20-25 minute Detroit Koolaid packet. Drop it for you on a Monday. I hope you enjoy it. Hit me up on the Twitterverse at Derek Oakery if you want to talk Lions, if you want to talk Michigan Wolverines, fantasy football, Pistons, Red Wings, whatever it is. Always love talking with the people.
And the people consist of the millions.
So for the millions and millions, the loyal, diehard Detroit Kool-Aid drinkers, as I often say here on a Kool-Aid packet, everybody, that's what I got. I'll catch you Wednesday for the DKC flagship. Everybody, I'm out.
Cornbread! Cornbread!